What up,
Hey, everyone.
music? Hey, whoa.
Hey, Adam.
Hey there. What's going on?
What's going on?
Welcome back.
Oh, Greener's bringing us back.
He's doing the intro.
All right,
Do you know it, Greener?
Welcome back to Bottles and Bottles, where we talk a little bit about whiskey and a lot of bit about the journey of becoming a first-time parent.
Close.
Oh, almost.
Close. You forgot the
Uncut, unfiltered,
the uncut,
unprepared.
unprepared podcast where we
like
talk
this, uncut
Yep.
and unfiltered.
So we
That's
are
what we got here on the feature.
we're back. If you are watching on YouTube, you'll notice there's something strange sitting in front of us, and it is what is called a Snoo Bassinet.
This looks alien-like.
It looks.
It looks like a pod.
Have
you ever been in a pod? Have you ever been in one of those pods, like the
like a sleep pod?
sensory deprivation
No.
pods?
No.
Oh, they're super cool. They've got some up by the lake, Rocky River. There's like a studio where you can go. It's like you can float in it. So it's salt water,
Oh,
super dark. But you just go and like relax.
man, I need to get on that.
Yeah, you do.
Interesting.
It might be something good to do.
Have you done that?
Personally, no, but I've done.
You're talking like you actually have done it.
No, I did research into it. I was trying to do it for some disconnection a couple years ago.
Dude, let's go.
We're sending you out there. You're going first. I'm not going first.
I'll go.
I'm into it. A buddy of mine did it. I was, you remember Gianta?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he did it when he was in town, and he told me all about it. I couldn't make it. We had it planned.
Man.
And, yeah. Anyways, he said it was really cool, but I did research into it, and it's super good for trying to just like disconnect and settle your mind.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think that's necessary, especially in this time where I'm bogged down with buying all these baby items similar to the one in front of us.
Yeah,
Now,
it could be overwhelming.
It sure is. Before we jump into that, man, do we have a doozy of a whiskey here today? Bill brought something special.
I brought the what I like to say is the Cadillac of bourbons for the Cadillac of baby gear reviews.
Oh, this is a Cadillac of baby gear. Look at this.
It is.
Bassinet.
So I brought E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof.
E.H. Taylor barrel proof. Now,
Colonel E.H. Taylor.
we talked about this last time. This is obviously coming from the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Yes, it does.
What's special about this one?
So obviously there's the EHT small batch, which is really sought after, but more attainable. This is a once a year release. This is their 10th release. This is batch 10 from 2021.
How long is it aged?
I don't think there's an age statement on it.
They're very private about their
It's
stuff.
super private about mash bill, super private about age statement. But
The entire distillery, correct?
Correct.
yeah, this
So
one
you're
comes
running through the whole line: Buffalo Trace, Weller, this blends. It's pretty secretive, and rightfully so. They've built their own empire over there. And
Yeah. Is Heaven Hill involved in that one at all? Or
totally
they're
different.
separate?
Totally different.
No.
Totally
Yeah.
different.
All right.
Man, this is good though, and you can see again if you're watching on YouTube. I love that all the E.H. Taylor bottles come in these like canisters.
Mm-hmm.
Although they're just filling up my cabinets at this point. Is there
Right.
anything you can do with this?
I'm sure you can find something
You
creative.
could
to do
probably
with it.
display those. I feel like those would be really cool as you use them, collect them, and
Okay.
make a feature piece.
Yeah.
I think something like a what are those 3D picture frames?
Mm.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Maybe put a few in there. Maybe collect all of them. E.H. Taylor was a cool guy. He had a hand in what was it? The original bottled in bond bill.
Okay.
Did he not? He's a really influential individual for bourbon and what it was and what it's become. So
Yeah, we
a
can
lot
look.
of respect for that man.
We can look more into it, but I'm pretty sure this is their only offering that's not bottled in bond.
Is that right?
Oh,
Of
okay.
of the E.H. Taylor line. I think this
Refresh me. Bottle and bond is
100 proof. It's everything happens at the distillery
Government supervised.
government supervised.
Yeah.
now this says uncut, unfiltered, which
Right.
we say on our show.
Exactly. So it's whatever comes out of the barrel, they
That's
bottle. They don't filter it. They don't cut the proof. They
They're
don't
not
do anything.
adding anything
Not
to
adding
it.
to it.
Yeah.
It is what it is out of the barrel.
Okay. Now, real quick interjection here, Greener. You and I were talking about unchill filtered.
Yeah.
We didn't really understand that.
The non-chill filter.
Non-chill filtered, yes.
Yeah, so it's some say it changes the taste, which it could because they filter it at almost close to 0 degrees Celsius, so it takes out impurities. It takes out any solids, which some people adds flavor, texture, more of an oily feel.
Okay.
So they filter these lower proof ones out because when you put these in ice, they'll get a little foggy. And some people just don't like the aesthetics of it with the fogs or with floaters in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they would chill filter it.
Gotcha. Because that was on one of the bottles that we had looked at a week or so ago, and we just weren't sure. So that's interesting. Okay, cool. Anything else unique? Now, there's so much information on this.
It's my favorite, absolute favorite.
Let the label tell the truth. That's what it says on top. Big lettering, Colonel E.H. Taylor Jr. Barrel proof, uncut, unfiltered.
I believe that goes to pay tribute to where that came from.
Yes.
Let the label tell the truth, because back in the day when bourbon and whiskey was around, before it was like government supervised, before bottled and bond, there would be a bunch of different things that would go into whiskey, and it was kind of crapshoot. And what they had done with this bill was give a strict guideline of what is on the label is in the bottle.
Yeah.
So there was like,
that's great.
It was a really cool segment on that documentary called Neat. That might be out there on some streaming services. Right. Very, very cool. Super informative. But yeah, he was very influential. So let the label tell the truth.
Cool.
Pays tribute to what they originally had come up with.
This has a different, I mean, when I'm smelling this, I've never had this before, by the way. So, Bill, thank you for sharing, because I know this is like, this is literally like a $600 bottle.
It's
whiskey,
hard.
right?
It's hard to find. Yeah, it's rare, expensive.
Huh? Yeah.
I get a lot of like, I get like almost like an apricot.
There's a weird like peachy almost to it. It's very, there's a very fruit.
It's a very fruit forward nose.
It feels light, but
for what, 117 proof?
127.3.
Put the legs on this thing.
Adam loves talking about the legs. No, I really do get like for me, it's like an apricot. For your, like, you don't get smacked in the face with.
Not really.
No, it's not a big ethanol kind of nose. Or when you drink it, there's not a lot of heat. There's not too much heat to it. It definitely drinks under its proof, which I prefer.
I still get that fruitiness even in the taste. Man, this is good. This is really good. Not that I'll ever be able to buy a bottle of it, but that is good stuff. So we'll keep sipping on that. Let's talk about what this bad boy is sitting inside, which is the.
So we call this a
Snoo. Oh, this is a Bassinet.
This is a Bassinet.
This will
Bassinet
will be in Corbin and Morgan's room.
Okay.
Either next to the bed or a little off to the side.
Correct.
Right. And what the baby will sleep in nighttime.
Like day one, we bring the baby home from the hospital. This is where the baby's sleeping.
You start the mental training. This is where you're going to sleep
in a bassinet. Now, a lot of bassinets are, I would say, similarly shaped.
Yeah, I mean they're round. They're enclosed. There's a lot of airflow.
Yeah, you can see there's like a mesh siding to it, which is nice because it provides that airflow. Now, what's so special? Because this is an expensive unit.
It comes like this, pre-assembled.
It comes
in a big old box.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the top is assembled. You just kind of put on the legs. That's about it. It's actually an amazing process putting it together.
All right. So
and we're grateful enough we got this Snoo, because what do these run brand new? What do you think they run brand new, Green?
$500.
They are about $1,700.
$1,700.
So about 3 times more than what I was thinking.
Yes.
Now, there's a reason for that, and we'll get into that, why this is so expensive. We were gracious enough to get this from Bill, because now he claims they're done having children.
We are. We have chosen to be done.
I don't know if that's
Lindsay and I.
Did you get
is that
your
official?
wings clipped?
I have not. No, there's been
wings clipped.
There's been no procedures to make it official, but
I can clip your wings. I got some tools in the garage.
That's apparently like a new thing that's becoming more of a movement.
It is. Yeah.
Guys are taking it into their own hands, and because vasectomies are reversible.
Yes.
Well, if you're planning for it to be reversible,
hold on. when you say guys are taking it in their hands, are you saying they're doing it on their own?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let me back it up.
Okay.
So
God.
the whole birth control thing is largely very heavily weighted on women and females.
Mm-hmm. True.
With recent release of new bills and stuff, it's kind of gotten more of a political issue, and it's nothing I want to get into.
No,
absolutely not.
But I heard some reports that guys are electing to get vasectomies at a younger age, or even like now, right?
I've read the same.
Just
I've read the same.
Because hormonal birth control can be very hard on a woman's body.
Yeah. Yep.
And, a guy taking initiative of like, hey, like, I'll do my part rather than you have to take this birth control. Thinking, it's
okay.
It's a cool thing that's kind of out there. Some guys are taking responsibility.
I honestly thought when you said guys are taking this into their own hands, I thought they were going into the garage and figuring something out. And I'm like, what?
No, apparently with insurance, I guess it's a fairly cheap process. And even if you don't have insurance, it's not that outrageously expensive. It's a outpatient type of operation. You're in and out. You don't go under any type of anesthesia other than local. And it's reversible.
Man, I got to have something.
Nervous over here.
Yeah, I got to have something in my system. Maybe
some of this.
Yeah, local anesthetic.
Okay. Local
bottle blends, it's no big deal.
That's fine. That's fine.
But so let's get back to brass tacks here. You got this Snoo. It's $1,700.
So we were able to purchase this from Bill because now give us your experience. Your firstborn did not use this, correct?
We did not buy this for the first one because $1,700 is a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, well, is my baby going to even use it?
The amount of
what
time.
What if it doesn't work?
I mean, how long is this able to be used for a little one? This looks fairly.
We used this for about 5 months with Aaron.
Okay.
And he spent, over about 1,200 hours in it total, which is a good amount of time from what I understand.
For sure.
Naps, bedtime. Can
you break that down to days?
It was about 66 total days of time spent in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of time. Now, that's good to know for us, especially now. My brother has one of these. They've used it for both their kids.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, this thing is awesome. And my first question is why? Why do I need to do this? Why can't I build one out of cardboard and just put like a rug in the bottom?
Listen, that's what some countries do. They build a cardboard box and that's where the baby sleeps because that's all you need, a safe space for them to sleep alone.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we talked about, obviously, there's a nice design aesthetic to it. Mm-hmm. That's all I can rate right now.
Right.
It looks very nice and it's very sturdy. I mean, like, you could certainly carry this by yourself, but man, it's like you almost need two people to kind of move it around.
It's hefty, it's heavy, it has obviously electronics in it for what it's capable.
That's what I was going to ask.
What does something like this do for $1,700?
Yeah, it's got to do something.
Yeah, so as a baby begins to either flinch or wake up or cry or roll or wiggle, it'll start to rock side to side and kind of mimic a rocking motion and hit that kind of calming reflex in the baby to bring it back to sleep. Like it puts on that rocking motion, it puts on a sound, which is like the internal whooshing sound it hears as it's inside its mother's womb.
Greener's good at that. Can you do that again? Oh, that's good.
There you go. He might have done the sound for the Snoo. But it does a fantastic job. I want to say this, so long as your baby likes to be swaddled.
Okay.
I'll be full transparency. I do not think this would have worked for Lila, my firstborn, because she would not spend one night in a swaddle. She would not spend 10 minutes in a swaddle.
Swaddle meaning
her arms.
She's wrapped up like a Chipotle burrito.
Yeah, arms down to her side, band over her chest, tight on her chest, arms down to her side.
She just wanted to be arms out.
She wanted her arms out. She could not handle the swaddle.
Yeah, because that's another point of this. There's literally a unit, and we don't have it in here right now.
Okay.
But there's like a pad that goes in here, and it's a swaddle, but you basically Velcro them down.
Yeah, and it attaches to these prongs that you can see in here, Adam.
Okay. Yeah, I see. It's about in the middle, right here.
The Snoo will not operate if those prongs are not, if there's not a sleep sack attached to those prongs.
So picture this.
I got you.
This thing of VH Taylor.
Yep. That's the baby, little nug. Pretend
we basically duct tape it down. So it can't roll.
Yeah.
It can't move. Its arms are taped in. That's what it sounds barbaric almost. Yeah, but that's what you're doing.
But that's when a baby has been in such a tight space so long,
And
it likes to feel tight on their back.
They're on their back or on their belly?
On their back.
Gotcha.
There's the ABCs: alone in their crib, on their back, and C is crib or bassinet.
Yeah.
Okay. But they release.
Those are the ABCs of sleeping.
They release new guidelines, however often, and they suggest
whatever's safe. Yeah.
They suggest sleeping in the parents' room now for 6 months.
Sure.
Which is why this is going to go in Corbin and Morgan's room for the duration of them using this episode.
So when they're swaddled, you've got sound.
There's sound going constantly. You can have you can have it set at so many levels,
decibels.
Because then when the baby starts to wake up or cry or fuss, the sound can increase to a certain level. You can set the rocking can increase to a certain level based on what you set. Mm-hmm. There's baselines for younger kids, and they can go up higher.
Mm-hmm. Is this all done via an app?
This is all done via their app, which is tracks data, tracks sleeping, tracks.
Where's the speaker in this thing?
Yeah,
the speaker is underneath.
Okay,
so it's underneath the baby's head, below the mattress.
It's louder for them than it is for the people around.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna like come blaring like Bon Jovi or something like that.
No, and
living on a prayer, man. Just I can't wait to listen to that one later. Like living on a prayer on a Saturday with a nice whiskey.
Oh, I mean, what else could he want?
4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, there he goes, man. Greener's really kicking into high gear with this high proof.
2
whiskey.
sips of barrel proof, and he's
buddy. Let me tell you, cruising altitude.
Oh boy, Greener.
All right, so we've got this Snoo. Does it move at all?
It's side to side, kind of like if you're rotating your hand counterclockwise, clockwise. There's it's a shifting.
Okay.
I wouldn't say rocking, and it's almost.
Does it do it from the legs or the whole unit?
The mattress inside rotates, and you can see.
Wild.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Before we leave, we'll plug it in so you can see it.
All right. So
obviously you can look it up. It's made by Happiest Baby.
So
I thought Snoo was like the brand.
It's like happiestbaby.com. I don't know if
I'll put a link in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put a link in the description. We're not going to make money on it, but I'm just going to provide a link so you guys can check it out.
If you guys are close to the Snoo's birthday, they'll give discounts for Happiest Baby's birthday.
Okay.
Because I bought the Snoo 2 weeks before the birthday.
Ooh.
Oh. So I missed it on the discount.
Swing and a miss.
I was going to
say,
I was gonna say, did you make a profit on me buying this from you?
No, I did not.
No, I know. We greatly appreciate it. Bill gave it to me for a very reasonable price. Along with, I told him I'd throw in some whiskey, of course.
Absolutely,
whiskey's always good. Maybe some E.H. Taylor.
So now, is there anything else? So we know now that it plays a sound automatically. Mm-hmm. It rocks them back to sleep. Mm-hmm. It has the safety feature of swaddling them in a position that they cannot move, because you don't want them rolling to their side. You don't want them rolling over on their stomach.
Right.
Because it's dangerous because of, what is it, SIDS?
SIDS, yeah.
Which is basically suffocating, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the terminology.
It's sudden infant death syndrome.
Yeah. So basically they're rolling over. Now this is what it comes with. I think we have ordered like a mattress pad that goes inside, correct?
This should be the pad should be in there, sorry.
Okay. So the pad's in there.
Yeah, the pad's in there. There should be sheets.
A sheet
you should need, and then the sleep sacks that attach to the prongs.
Okay. So the mattress is already in there. We have on order, and that makes sense, that we've got the sheet. Mm-hmm. And then we have the sleep sack.
Correct.
Which is something similar to actually a long time ago. I'm like a germaphobe.
You had the hotel.
I had the hotel sleep sack. It was basically a sheet sleeping bag that when I
went to a hotel.
When I would go into hotels, I'd pull out my sheet sleeping bag.
I remember you showing me that.
Really?
Oh Lord, I got made fun of so hard for that. But you know what?
How would anybody else know?
It was like him being a loaf of bread sliding in the.
You brought your own bag.
Yeah, the bread bag.
It was literally a sheeping bag. It was a sheeping bag that I would put into like a hotel bed. Because when I played junior hockey, you weren't staying at the Hyatt.
I see. Yeah.
You were staying at like.
You guys were staying in some weird
like
place.
Joe's Motel off of 76.
You've never stayed in a hostel, have you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
About worse than Joe's mom.
Well, anyways, it reminds me of my own sleep sack, but it was actually very comforting, and I can see why some babies would be good with it. Now, can you put a baby in here without? Maybe they don't like to be swaddled.
See, no, So here, I'll give you a little professional tip from my personal experience. So the sleep sacks come with the, I would say, band that attaches to the 2 prongs.
Right.
When Aaron got a little older and did not like his arms done anymore, you changed to more of a sleep sack that lets his arms up.
It's a loose sack.
So
it's a looser sack, so you can put his arms up, but they don't go out. They stay contained.
Okay.
And we cut the sleep sack off, but kept the strap that had the prongs and the Velcro strap that went around him.
So he still couldn't roll.
So he could not roll because we still put him down on his back, strapped the Velcro around him, but the sleep sack part was gone. He was just in his own separate sleep sack.
He was in his own sack.
Yeah.
Do they
not the attached sleep sack? Correct.
After all this,
which might be breaking the rules, but
Velcroing down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they change position, or is it they're like trained now to like sleep on their back?
More so after spending so much time on their back in here.
Yeah.
But as we transfer to him to his crib and they start to roll over,
right,
they kind of sleep how they prefer. And right now he's sleeping on his belly.
Okay.
Well, that's
cool. So we got the features of this thing. I want to bring up one point because my niece and nephew has slept in one. I think there's a little bit of controversy. Like my parents were like, we can't like strap a baby down to where they're sleeping. Like that seems so cruel.
There is, yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of people who feel like that's not the right thing to do. Morgan and I are okay with it, and people who aren't okay with it, I understand your point of view.
Absolutely.
Totally understand your point of view. But I remember when my mom had to put my niece in one of the snoos and basically strap her down, and she was crying. She felt so, she like was just like, I feel like this is wrong.
The baby was crying,
not my mom.
She might have been crying.
My mom was eventually crying, but like she felt like this was wrong. But I think with all the studies and all the technology we have out there today,
right,
for peace of mind for the parent, for convenience of the baby being able to be rocked back to sleep, and have that safety, I think that's super important.
And you don't need to do this every nap. Like this isn't like you better sleep in here or you're not sleeping at all. Like you can do whatever you want to make the baby happy. Like if you want to hold the baby for a nap, if you want to hold the baby at night for a couple hours just to get that closeness, because babies were with the mom forever. Yeah. And they like closeness. So they like hearing the heartbeat. They like smells. They like touch. They like I said, just closeness overall. So if the baby needs closeness, it needs closeness.
Have they integrated a heart beating feeling into any kind of technology like this? Like I think that'd be cool.
Like I said, there's that whooshing noise, and I think there's other noises you can select from. They have a Snoo Bear.
Is there like a uterus noise?
I think it's like a whooshing water sound because it's hearing blood flow and inside
that's like
your
what
body.
They're hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a white dead noise.
Maybe we should move that to our intro song.
They try to imitate it.
Kind of a combination of whiskey and blood flow.
Like I said, I don't know what kind of sound machine you're getting, but the Hatch machine is what we used, and it's been wonderful. We have one in both bedrooms for both kids.
Gotcha.
General curiosity: is this detachable and washable? This white thing?
The mesh?
The mesh liner.
I don't think so.
I can't. I mean, you could get some major messes. There's zippers somewhere. I don't know if the mesh comes off. Maybe you can detach it.
Oh, it does.
It does detach. Okay.
It does detach.
We had no issues.
Just so far.
I think that's a seam. I can't say that this detaches.
I'm just thinking of.
We had no issues with messes.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Right.
Like obviously babies are different, but we had no accidents in this. I mean, a baby wets their diaper or does whatever, but everything stayed contained. So we were lucky, but
containment
as well. I mean, you have a diaper on, you have a onesie on, you have a sleep sack, you have a sheet. To get through all those layers, it has to be a pretty poorly applied diaper.
I'm just thinking about.
Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the shaking motion right there.
I'm just thinking about like air particles, pollens, things that can get into the fibers. You know, there's about 1 million things that can impact an adult.
That's
I
fair,
can only imagine what could impact a child.
Right. And right. I mean, if you have animals, I know you Corb, you don't, but you can get dog hair. We don't have a dog at this time, so it was just.
You guys don't have a dog?
We do not have a dog, not yet.
No. Yeah, want one?
Down the road.
Okay,
down the road.
Yeah,
our daughter will convince us.
Well, I think that's that provides some of the benefits of having a snoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it wasn't like an actual review, but I'd give it 10 stars.
An intro, maybe.
Yeah, and I think there are other options out there too. I've heard of other companies. I don't have any of these resources, but I think you can rent these.
Yeah, you can rent them, absolutely.
Do you know any of those sources?
Just through Happiest Baby, the same website. You can buy it, you can rent it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good idea. Maybe rent it, see if it works.
It's an absolute wise economic choice.
Now, should we have a backup option in case our baby does not jive well?
When we had Lila, we had 3 bassinets.
Holy moly.
One in the bedroom, one in the living room, and then we had like our, can't say playpen or pack and play type thing, which had a bassinet. So, I mean, we had different ones that laid out which you can change diapers in, which you can try to sleep in, but this one worked for Aaron, and we were lucky enough for it to work with Aaron.
Okay. Well, hey, we'll see if it works for our baby. I'm super glad we have it. Super grateful that you guys were willing to sell it to us at a reasonable price. And I think that's going to wrap it up for now. Like I said, I from my own experience, which is just seeing it in person and knowing other people's point of views, yes, maybe controversial, but it takes into account what we know today about SIDS and how babies can safely sleep, not only for their safety, but for your sanity as a parent, being able to sleep soundly, knowing that your baby is safe. Because I think that's, that's something you don't want to overlook. And it looks really good. It's got like this walnut base. You can't really see it on the camera. It's
beautiful.
Right now.
Look, when I opened it up, I didn't expect it to be this beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, talk about aesthetic. It just looks great. I love the features of it. I love that it tracks their sleep and all that kind of stuff, and you can change the settings. It's like you said, it's the Cadillac.
It is. Yeah.
It is the Cadillac, just like this whiskey, which is going down smoothly for 127 proof.
Very surprised.
Greener, what do you think? Because you're not like a high proof kind of guy.
I will dabble in high proofs. Like I've been liking Booker.
I love
true.
Booker.
2104 was the one I was playing with last.
Okay, I got the 03.
Yep, quite good. But to talk about this one, it feels lighter to me. Like it doesn't feel like so heavy like some of the ones I've tried in the past. Maybe that's the
floral, like that,
the fruitiness.
To it. It's like light.
Thoroughly enjoy it, Bill. Thank you for hosting today.
Of course.
Yeah, very, very much appreciated, because typically I'm on a different price point of appreciation of bourbons. I'm more of a very available type of bottle of what I like to pick up. But
Bill's good at finding things. He's very patient, but man, when the time strikes, it's
so I did a thing. I searched our forum for Bill's tag the other day. I was creeping on some of the messages. Bill is very, very knowledgeable, and he's very well spoken in what he offers to everybody else. I very much appreciate the messages you send out there and provide value for other people.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very, very cool to watch that. In secondary time.
Very neat. All right, cool. Well, hey, we got to wrap it up now. Thank you again for joining us. I literally have no idea what our next episode contains. So keep an eye out on the Instagram.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it out. We're kind of, like I said, following my footsteps. So maybe I'll give you some updates on where we're at with things. And
I think it might be a great opportunity to do possibly a bourbon only.
I love it. I love it. And we also need to review monitors.
Yes,
I have like 6 coming in, so we're going to do some monitor reviews.
Awesome. Once those all drop.
But yeah, check us out, bottles.n.bottles on Instagram, and check us out on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next time. As always, bottles up.
Cheers, guys.